A routine afternoon flight turned into a scene of unimaginable horror in Taipei on November 20th, 2025. Uni-Air International Flight 602, a nearly new ATR-72-600 turboprop aircraft, departed from Taipei's Songshan Airport, bound for the scenic island of Kinmen. On board were 58 passengers, including 3 infants and a crew of 4. Just moments after lifting off from runway 10 at approximately 2:47 p.m. local time, disaster struck. The aircraft, registered B17015, began a sudden sharp left bank. Eyewitnesses on the ground watched in disbelief as the plane's left wing clipped the elevated Huandong Boulevard viaduct. The impact was catastrophic. It severed a portion of the wing and sent debris raining down onto the highway, striking a taxi traveling below. The crippled aircraft then spiraled uncontrollably, plunging upside down into the cold, murky waters of the Keelung River, just 3 kilometers from where its journey began. The moment of impact was captured in harrowing detail by multiple dashcams, showing the plane's final desperate moments and the massive plume of water it threw into the air. The images spread like wildfire across social media, bringing the reality of the tragedy into homes and offices across the globe. The response from emergency services was immediate and massive. Taipei City Fire Department divers, Coast Guard vessels, and military helicopters swarmed the scene. The sight was surreal. The fuselage of the state-of-the-art aircraft lay partially submerged in the river, a stark testament to the violence of the crash. Early on, there were glimmers of hope. Rescuers managed to pull 31 survivors from the wreckage by late afternoon. Some were found clinging to the broken shell of the plane, shivering in the river's current, while others were extracted from the flooded cabin by brave first responders. These survivors were rushed to nearby hospitals, including the Tri-Service General Hospital and Taipei Medical University Hospital, for urgent medical attention. Even the taxi driver and their passenger on the viaduct, though injured by the falling debris, miraculously survived their close encounter with the disaster. However, as the rescue operation continued, the grim reality set in. The initial count of survivors was tragically overshadowed by the rising death toll. By nightfall, at least 31 people were confirmed to have lost their lives. The search for those still missing or trapped within the sunken aircraft became a desperate race against time. As rescue efforts intensified, the investigation into what caused this tragedy began. Taiwan's Civil Aeronautics Administration took immediate action, grounding all 16 of Uni-Air's ATR-72-600 aircraft as a precautionary measure, pending a thorough inspection and investigation. This decision highlighted the seriousness of the incident and the urgent need for answers. The responsibility for uncovering the truth fell to Taiwan's Transportation Safety Board, recognizing the international nature of aviation. They were quickly joined by experts from France's B and Italy's ANSV, as the ATR-72 is a product of a French-Italian consortium. A crucial early breakthrough came when investigators successfully recovered both the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, often known as the black boxes, from the riverbed within hours of the crash. These devices hold the key to understanding the aircraft's final moments. Preliminary data from the flight recorders was deeply concerning. It indicated that Flight 602 had only managed to climb to an altitude of about 120 meters, or just under 400 feet, before it entered the fatal, sharp left turn. This abnormally low altitude and a sharp, uncommanded turn immediately raised suspicions of a critical in-flight emergency. Speculation among aviation experts began to center on several potential scenarios. Could it have been a dual-engine failure? The ATR-72 is a twin-engine turboprop designed to fly safely on a single engine. A simultaneous failure of both engines right after takeoff is an extremely rare but catastrophic event. Another theory pointed towards a possible control issue, such as a rudder or aileron malfunction, that could have forced the aircraft into an unrecoverable bank. The cockpit voice recorder would be paramount in this regard. The conversations and sounds from the flight deck in those final seconds would reveal what the pilots were experiencing, what they said, and what actions they took. Did they declare an emergency? Were there audible warnings in the cockpit? These are the questions that investigators would painstakingly work to answer by analyzing every millisecond of the recordings. The pilot's training records, the aircraft's maintenance history, and weather conditions at the time of takeoff would all be scrutinized in the search for contributing factors. The aircraft, B17015, was relatively new, adding another layer of complexity to the investigation. Was this a mechanical flaw, a maintenance oversight, or something else entirely? The human cost of the disaster was immense. Uni-Air, a subsidiary of the well-regarded Aviation, expressed its profound grief and immediately pledged its full cooperation with the investigation. The airline set up an emergency response center to assist the families of the victims, a task of unimaginable difficulty. President Lei Ching-te visited the crash site, offering condolences and reassurance to a shocked nation. He ordered a comprehensive and transparent investigation, promising that no stone would be left unturned to find the cause and prevent such a tragedy from happening again. The incident sent shockwaves through Taiwan and the global aviation community. It marked the first fatal crash of an ATR 72-600, a modern and widely used variant of the popular regional aircraft. For Taiwan, it was a painful reminder of the TransAsia Airways Flight 235 crash in 2015. In a chillingly similar event, another ATR aircraft, operated by TransAsia, also clipped a viaduct before crashing into the very same Keelung River, just a short distance from the location of the Uni-Air crash. That earlier tragedy, also captured on dashcam, led to significant changes in pilot training and safety protocols in Taiwan. The recurrence of such a similar accident in the same location raises difficult questions about aviation safety standards and oversight. As night fell over Taipei, the recovery operation continued under the harsh glare of floodlights. Divers faced treacherous conditions, working in the cold, murky river with near-zero visibility, searching for the remaining victims. The process was slow and emotionally draining for everyone involved. For the families waiting anxiously for news, it was an agonizing vigil. Each new piece of information, whether confirming a survivor or a fatality, brought a complex wave of relief and grief. The community rallied, with volunteers offering support, food, and comfort to the emergency crews and the affected families. The story of Flight 602 became a story of heroism and heartbreak. The bravery of the first responders, the resilience of the survivors, and the profound loss felt by the families of the victims painted a somber picture of a day that will be remembered in Taiwan's history. The images of the wreckage in the river are a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the immense power contained within these flying machines. The investigation into Uni-Air Flight 602 will be a long and meticulous process. The analysis of the black boxes will provide the technical narrative of what went wrong, but the full picture will only emerge after all evidence is pieced together. This includes examining the recovered wreckage for signs of structural failure, reviewing the airline's operational and maintenance procedures, and understanding the human factors involved. The final report will likely take many months, if not years, to complete. Its findings will be crucial not only for providing closure to the families, but also for implementing safety recommendations that could prevent future accidents. This crash serves as a solemn reminder that despite modern aviation's incredible safety record, the risk can never be fully eliminated. The pursuit of safety is a continuous journey of learning from tragedy. The legacy of Flight 602 will be measured by the lessons learned and the changes made to ensure that the skies remain as safe as humanly possible. Our thoughts are with the victims, their families, and all those affected by this terrible tragedy. The path to healing will be long, but the memory of those lost on Flight 602 will serve as a powerful impetus for a safer future in aviation. Thank you for watching. If you found this report informative, please consider subscribing for more in-depth analyses of current events.